In Metropolis, Steel battles the villain called Amalgam, who has arrived at Steelworks to put an end to John Henry Irons' Better Tomorrow. Steel clashes with the villain as he tells the hero that using a hammer means he's overcompensating for something. Steel asks the cyborg if he knows who he's talking to as Amalgam throws the hammer away, telling the hero he's an old-timer and he's gotten soft. Steel punches the man in the face, but it does little to slow him and instead reinvigorates Amalgam, who grabs Steel and suplexes him into the ground, sending John and his armor into critical condition. Natasha tries to get in contact with her uncle as Amalgam contacts his boss, telling him to pay up since the Tin Man is out like a light. John tries to think about what to do since no one is built like he is and he engineered himself from the ground up. John remembers when he found out that his designs were being used to make weapons, so he quit his job and began work as a construction worker. When he had a fall from one of the buildings he was working on, Superman was there to save him, telling John that he would do the same if he could, so he should pay it forward. John remembers seeing Superman die at the hands of Doomsday not long after, so John rebuilt himself in steel in an armor inspired by Superman, which he used to confront the cyborg Superman alongside Superboy and the Eradicator before the real Superman made his return. Upon seeing Steel, Superman remembers how John was the only one who never claimed to actually be Superman, and he was his own man, and because of that, he has the hero's blessing to use the House of El symbol, and while it stands for hope for him, one day John will figure out what it means for him. John awakens in the present, restarting his armor and confronting Amalgam again, grabbing the villain from behind and turning him as his hammer comes flying back into his hand. The hammer strikes Amalgam square in the chest, taking him down and pinning him to the wall. Natasha contacts John, telling him that Steelworks' conference is about to begin, and even at max speed, he won't make it. Steel takes off after the police arrive, and Nat tells her uncle that she's heard him talking to Clark again while he was knocked out. John ignores her as she tells him her armor is more advanced and she should have handled Amalgam instead of him, since now he's going to be late. John knows that he'll be late, but Steel can make it in time, cutting comms as he races past the Daily Planet. Steel arrives just in the nick of time to the press conference, taking the stage as John Henry reveals his secret identity to the world, telling the gathered press that he is the hero known as Steel, using only the word hero and not superhero to describe himself, since there is nothing super about him. He's just a man, and like many in Metropolis, he was saved by Superman, giving him a debt he can never truly repay, and it's why they are all there, to help where they can and pick up the pieces and hammer them back together stronger than ever before. He realizes that many corporations have made promises over the years, but they know that he quit the private sector to use his hands to build up the city, and now with Steelworks, they can all do it together. He reveals the S on his chest, and the S in Steelworks stands for trust, and with the public's help, they can build up the city of tomorrow, and just like the American-made steel, they can trust in John Henry Irons. As John finishes out his speech, an unknown man watches the news of the announcement, as well as the report on Amalgam being taken down by Steel. The villain escaped when the police were attacked by drones. The being responsible for Amalgam's escape shuts off the feed, telling John Henry Irons that he'll be seeing him very soon.